is January 16th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Bill's story. We'll be reading page 6. Out of the 12 and 12, we are on step 2. We'll read 29. And we'll, of course, read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. It's Friday. We're about through with another work week. I want to go ahead and preface this by saying I'm recording this one a little bit later. The kiddos are wide open this morning. And it's funny, they're parading around the house because they have their first electric toothbrushes. And they're already showing me how white their teeth are. And they're all excited about that. So it's amazing, the little things, right? That's the good stuff. Speaking of the good stuff, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. Okay, so if you recall from yesterday's reading in Bill's story, his drinking it's getting even worse. And as we talked about yesterday, he was trying to willpower his way to sobriety, and for some reason that's not working. So we are going to pick up right on page 6 and finish off the page. The remorse, horror, and hopelessness of the next morning are unforgettable. The courage to do battle was not there. My brain raced uncontrollably, and there was a terrible sense of impending calamity. I hardly dared cross the street lest I collapse and be run down by an early morning truck, for it was scarcely daylight. An all-night place supplied me with a dozen glasses of ale. My writhing nerves were stilled at last. A morning paper told me that the market had gone to hell again. Well, so had I. The market would recover, but I wouldn't. That was a hard thought. Should I kill myself? No, not now. Then a mental fog settled down. Gin would fix that. So 2 bottles end, oblivion. The mind and body are marvelous mechanisms. For mine endured this agony for 2 more years. Sometimes I stole from my wife's slender purse when the morning terror and madness were on me. Again, I swayed dizzily before an open window or the medicine cabinet where there was poison, cursing myself for a weakling. There were flights from city to country and back as my wife and I sought escape. Then came the night when the physical and mental torture was so hellish, I feared I'd burst through my window, sash and all. Somehow I managed to drag my mattress to a lower floor, lest I suddenly leap. The doctor came with a heavy sedative. Next day found me drinking both gin and sedative. This combination soon landed me on the rocks. People feared for my sanity. So did I. I could eat little or nothing when drinking, and I was 40 pounds underweight. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Page 29. As material success founded upon no more than these ordinary attributes began to come to us, we felt that we were winning at the game of life. This was exhilarating, and it made us happy. Why should we be bothered with theological abstractions and religious duties, or with the state of our souls here or hereafter? The here and now was good enough for us. The will to win would carry us through. But then alcohol began to have its way with us. Finally, when all our scorecards read 0, we saw that one more strike would put us out of the game forever. We had to look for our lost faith. It was in AA that we rediscovered it. And so can you. Now we come to another kind of problem. The intellectually self-sufficient man or woman. To these, many AAs can say, yes, we were like you. Far too smart for our own good. We love to have people call us precocious. We used our education to blow ourselves up into prideful balloons, though we were careful to hide this from others. Secretly, we felt that we could float above the rest of the folks on our brain power alone. Scientific progress told us that there was nothing man couldn't do. Knowledge was all-powerful. Intellect could conquer nature. Since we were brighter than most folks, or so we thought, the spoils of victory would be ours for the thinking. The god of intellect displaced the god of our fathers. But again, John Barleycorn had other ideas. We who had won so handsomely in a walk turned into all-time losers. We saw that we had to reconsider or die. We found many in AA who once thought as we did. They helped us to get down to our right size. By their example, they showed us that humility and intellect could be compatible, provided we place humility first. When we began to do that, we received the gift of faith, a faith which works. This faith is for you too. "24 hours a day, January 16th. AA thought for the day. The AA program is more a way of building a new life than just getting over drinking. Because in AA, we don't just stop drinking. We did that plenty of times in the old days when we went on the wagon. And of course, we always started to drink again, because we were only waiting for the time when we could fall off. Once we got sober through the AA program, we started going uphill. In our drinking days, we were going downhill, getting worse and worse. We either go down or up. Am I going uphill, getting better and better? Meditation for the day. I will try to obey God's will day in and day out, in the wilderness plains as well as on the mountaintops of experience. It is in the daily strivings that perseverance counts. I believe that God is Lord of little things, the divine controller of little happenings. I will persevere in this new way of life. I know that nothing in the day is too small to be part of God's scheme. Prayer for the day. I pray that the little stones I put in the mosaic of my life may make worthwhile a pattern. I pray that I may persevere and so find harmony and beauty. Daily Reflection, January 16th. Hitting bottom. Why all this insistence that every AA must hit bottom first? The answer is that few people will sincerely try to practice the AA program unless they have hit bottom. For practicing AA's remaining 11 steps means the adoption of attitudes and actions that almost no alcoholic who's still drinking can dream of taking. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 24. Hitting bottom opened my mind, and I became willing to try something different. What I tried was AA. My new life in the fellowship was a little like learning how to ride a bike for the first time. AA became my training wheels and my supporting hand. It's not that I wanted the help so much at the time. I simply did not want to hurt like that again. My desire to avoid hitting bottom again was more powerful than my desire to drink. In the beginning, that's what kept me sober. But after a while, I found myself working the steps to the best of my ability. I soon realized that my attitudes and actions were changing, if ever so slightly. One day at a time, I became comfortable with myself and others, and my hurting started to heal. Thank God for the training wheels and supporting hand that I choose to call Alcoholics Anonymous. Holy cow, it is hard to pick one reading today. All of them were gold. First of all, the most recent one, that was me. I had experienced so much pain, and I'd hurt so many people that I loved and that loved me, that I just didn't want to hurt anymore. And I knew I had to try something different. But then when I got into the rooms and I learned more, I found myself gravitating toward people who had peace and serenity and just kind of doing the things that they did, listening to what people told me to do. And then I found myself over time learning to forgive myself and others, and just working the 12 suggestions, And again, as I've said many, many times, I've quickly discovered that sobriety is way more for me than just not drinking. And what a blessing that is. And I love the January 16th, 24 hours a day too. God is in the little things too. I mean, I didn't plan that, but I was just talking about that at the top of the show. The little things in life, right? Seeing my kiddos so excited to have these little electric toothbrushes. I got a little Pokemon one for my son, and my daughter got a Disney princess one. And just that little thing right there, they're tickled to death, happy as can be, running around the house, showing me how white their teeth are now. And my daughter says, it's way more fun now than it used to be to brush my teeth. But those little things right there, man, if I were still drinking, I don't even know if I would have paid attention to them. And I'd be like, that's great, honey. Yeah, that's great. Maybe my head's buried in a phone, or I'm wondering when the liquor store opens, wondering if I have enough alcohol to last me through the day, or wondering if my wife found the bottles that are hidden in my bottom right drawer of my desk in the garage. Now I can appreciate those little things that for me are actually really big things throughout the day. As somebody much smarter than me once said, Rob, if you look for the good things, you'll find them. If you look for the bad things, you'll find those too. It is a choice every day what you decide to focus on and focus your energy on. And now, what a blessing it is to focus my energy on the little things, the good things that happen throughout the day. There are little miracles and little slices of heaven for me each and every day if I look for it. I love the line in the 12 and 12 that humility and intellect can go in hand if we put humility first. And that has certainly been the case in my life when I admitted, you know what? There's a God of my understanding, and it is not me. And all I want to do is keep learning. And I think it was in the 12 and 12 they again talked about, or maybe it was in the 24 hours a day, we're either going uphill or downhill. I heard somebody say one time that working the program's like being on an escalator that's going down, right? You never stay still. If you're staying still, you're not working the program, that serenity starts to decline a little bit, But when you keep trudging forward and keep moving forward, you can eventually, very gradually sometimes, make that progress forward. But it takes effort. At least for me, it takes effort. Some people, to each his own. But for me, I'm a slow learner. It takes effort every single day. But I want to, because the benefits are so much better in sobriety. But unfortunately, for Bill's story, poor guy, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for the guy, it's getting worse. He's drinking for the sickest reason of all. Pure, complete oblivion. I mean, he's suicidal. He is not trusting himself at all throughout the day. He knows he's eventually going to drink again, and he's terrified of it. And God bless Lois. She stuck with him during all these hard times. But I can imagine this was pure hell for about 2 years. But how dark it is before the dawn. So that, my friends, that's all we have time for today. As always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect, denomination. I am just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery. I'm really honored to be here today. Thank you so much. Quick side note, thank you for the comments, the emails. It is such a blessing to know that I'm not alone in this lifeboat of recovery, that there are friends all around the world with your own God stories, your own higher power stories, that you inspire me more than you realize. It's so awesome that we're in this together. If you're sober today, you're a miracle. And I'm sure that those who love you are very proud of you. And if you're not sober, you're a miracle as well. And you are valued and you are worthy of recovery. I hope you hear me when I say that. So please get the help you need, whatever that might look like today. It's a beautiful opportunity to make that first step toward a brand new life. And you don't have to do it alone. The very first word in the steps is we. So that, my friends, if we are given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.